Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte. What's going on, 49er fans? Jason Aponte back just to cover some news and notes from around the team today. It's a really fun time. We actually get to talk about actual football, not hypotheticals, not what people think are going to happen, as OTAs open today, not mandatory. We'll get into that, but let's start with the 49ers. They actually signed Tyler Kroft, tight end, who last played with the Buffalo Bills, and adds to this tight end room. From the first glimpse, it's a one-year deal, but there is no details or anything like that, so you won't know contract number, anything like that. So it's hard to gauge whether this is just a competition thing where they bring him in to compete with, whatever tight ends are going to be there. Is that going to be Charlie Warner, who I think is going to make this team? I think says more about Ross Dwelly. So will he be competing with Ross Dwelly? We know that Ross Dwelly lacks in the blocking game, which is something you have to do no matter where you play on this team. And he doesn't really offer as much in the offensive game in terms of pass catching either. So Tyler Kroft is somebody who is known for his blocking. 6'6", could be a very nice red zone target for Trey Lance. But as of right now, until we get contract details, all we know right now per his agent is that he signed a one-year deal. And on the first day of OTAs, I think it's pretty telling that they want to have him come in and compete. So we'll see how it goes at training camp. Who this really means something for is not Charlie Warner, in my opinion. It's Ross Dwelly. I believe that move puts him on notice, along with the other signings of other tight ends. I believe that they want to make this room as strong as possible. And Tyler Kroft has been around the league for a long time. Even was with the Jets for a little while, which ran Shanahan's offense with LaFleur there as well, too. So Tyler Kroft, the newest addition to the 49ers. We don't know who was actually cut to allow him to make the roster of 90 men. But at this point, it just seems like more depth around the tight end position. So again, OTA started today, which means football is back in its own way. 23rd, 24th, the 49ers will be off on the 25th and back on the 26th. So looks like these are going to be valuable Trey Lance reps. Clearly, what everybody kind of was looking at to see what happened, but I believe that everyone believes was the most likely outcome was that Deebo Samuel wasn't going to be there, and he didn't show up. And that makes sense. I don't think that means anything one way or another, but we did get a report from Ian Rappaport today, who was on Pat McAfee's show, who said that he believes right now the 49ers and Deebo Samuel are going to be able to work something out. This was always the likeliest of outcomes. Just because all the drama happened didn't mean that he was gone. It didn't mean everything, but it didn't mean absolutely nothing. So it just meant that he was unhappy in the beginning, but this was always the likeliest of outcomes. The 49ers retained his rights. They have so much leverage. There was no leverage on Deebo's part. So it's so funny to watch the media whirlwind go from he doesn't want to deal at all to now, well, they're probably going to get something worked out. And I think the biggest lesson that we should have learned this offseason cycle and last offseason cycle is that these media personalities, journalists, they know how to draw attention to their work. And how do you do that? You shake up the hornet's nest that is 49ers fans in one way or another, whether that's saying things about Jimmy Garoppolo being around, or Trey Lance isn't ready, or Deebo Samuel doesn't want to sign, anything like that, knows that it'll stir controversy with the 49er fan base. And the 49er fan base, unfortunately, as you guys know, takes it, runs with it, gives it legs, gives them clicks. And they've learned that since the Mac Jones propaganda from last year, which we all found out to not be true at all. So, yes, OTAs is open. Media is not available, I believe, in this first day. So we won't have any reports out of camp, anything like that. But we will find out soon what's going on there. We just knew that Deebo Samuel wasn't going to be there, as per Ian Rappaport's report on Pat McAfee's show. He believes that a deal will get done, and that's the likeliest of outcomes, considering the options have completely dwindled and gone out the window. I want to quote an article. Albert Breer came out with his Monday morning quarterback letter. I believe it's an article. It's kind of like a newsletter. It happens every single Monday. And I want to quote something from 49ers Web Zone writer, David Bonilla, editor, great guy. Love his stuff. Just want to make sure I give him credit. And it has to do with Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. So Albert Breer, the headline reads, Albert Breer on 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't believe the plan is to keep him. So I'll read the quote from Albert Breer's article. San Francisco, for what it's worth, has had an open line of communication with Garoppolo's camp the last few months, and both sides are willing to be flexible to find the best situation for the 30-year-old who's led the Niners to 2 NFC title games over the last 3 years. And that means if a team's out there wanting to renegotiate the final year of his contract, which has $24.8 million on it and is not guaranteed as part of the trade, the opportunity is there to do it, and other teams know it. Basically, that right there just shows a little bit of what we know. The 49ers aren't just looking to send Jimmy Garoppolo somewhere and just get rid of it. They really want to take care of him, and that's been said by John Lynch. You know, they wanted to put him in a good spot, give him a chance to kind of choose his team and not put him anywhere that he wouldn't want to go. So it seems like there is good communication there. It seems like both sides know that they need to make this go in different directions and go their separate ways. So that's another good sign. So what he ends his statement with is, and this is the part that, again, we pointed out is going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be here one way or another, push come to shove. For those who believe the 49ers are open to holding on to Garoppolo, even if that means the high-priced quarterback serving as Lance backup through 2022, Breer writes, while they played patient throughout on Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't believe the plan right now is to keep him. So there you have it. Albert Breer, guy who is very well respected and has a pretty good pulse on things that go on with the 49ers. You know, again, the news cycle comes through. Everybody's, you know, poking the bear, which is the 49ers fans, and implying that Jimmy Garoppolo wants to stay and he's going to stay and Trey Lance isn't ready. They're moving on. This is it. This is the best outcome for everybody. And this is for everybody out there who likes to yell at me and tell me, oh, you're a hater, you're a hater. No. Your front office is moving on. Everyone else knows it's time. It's time. Turn it over to the kid. Let's get this thing done. But yeah, this is just going to be a quick video talking about some news and notes tonight. Sprint Right option at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern, so you can get a little bit more discussion. We're having a mailbag episode. Send your questions to me on Twitter so we can have them read on the channel and during the show. But as always, let's go Niners. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte.